That's something to sing.
Biggest names in the league.
Matthew Stafford. How are you, Matthew?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Plus, daily fantasy and gambling insight.
Ryan Tannehill, his numbers are very close to Mahomes-esque.
If it's happening in the NFL, hear it here. It all starts with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max and continues all day right here on ESPN Radio. Did you miss Canty and Carlin?
As LeBron James continues to age and gets into the twilight of his career, Anthony Davis would take the torch and become the guy with the LA Lakers. The question is, will AD be able to hold up? I'm sorry, I just don't trust it. I just don't believe that we can assign that level of health to Anthony Davis based on what we've seen for the last 3 seasons. And I feel like my skepticism is warranted given the track record.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays on ESPN Radio and on ESPN Plus.
ESPN, in partnership with Peyton Manning's Omaha Productions, presents Soup with Coop with Cooper Manning.
We're going to go with some gumbo and Chef Nancy. Chef Nancy, he's been cooking for me for years back when I was playing for the Jets. Here she go. Chef Nancy, come say hello to Coop.
Hi, Coop. How are you?
So what Manning is this?
I heard that you're the most important Manning of all.
Chef Nancy, you're my next guest on Soup with Coop.
Soup with Coop with Cooper Manning. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Patrick Mahomes continued to ascend, continued to show why he was the MVP. He now, in my opinion, stepped up as the number one guy.
I got a lot of flows and they all like butter.
Mahomes back to pass. Pressure coming hard. Gets rid of it down for Coleman. Makes the catch into the end zone for the touchdown. Just got rid of the ball. Patrick Mahomes.
But the one thing we don't talk about enough is
Rodgers.
This is as good as I've ever seen anybody play. And I wouldn't want any other quarterback on our football team. Definitely makes us look good. He is playing, in my eyes, he's an MVP player. No doubt about it.
You know what that means. I came home nice, but I'm going back mean. I'm about to globetrot when they know a vaccine up. Zach lost, but they know exactly what's going on. Made a mill and I don't know what
Man, it's hard to argue
like
against either one of those guys, Rodgers or Mahomes, because we're playing highlights of these dudes as you hear the debate rage on about who's better. Woo. It's like, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. By the way, the ESPN app, if you have not downloaded the app, Harry Douglas in for Key and Jay today. Harry, it's the best app. I mean, if they had this thing when I was a kid, if there was some app for ESPN when I was a kid, I lost my mind. You can check us out on the ESPN app, and you can listen to KJM. Just say, if you have smart speakers, it's a cool thing, man. Play ESPN Radio. We pop right up. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. But Harry Douglas, man, just when you have your eyeballs on those two dudes, Mahomes and Rodgers.
I know.
Bob Gibson, the great Cardinals ace in the 60s, was asked, what's the greatest catch you've ever seen? He said, the greatest catch is like the prettiest lady. The last one you saw is the best you ever saw, right? Like Mahomes and Rodgers, whoever you just looked at last, that's the one that's on your mind. It's nuts. But Harry, listen to what Sammy Watkins said about Rodgers and Mahomes, and I want you to react to this.
Early in camp, Randall Cobb asked you in front of your locker, said Mahomes or Rodgers. You said, I think Pat is incredibly good, but A-Rod is on a whole nother level.
He's amazing, how he controls the ball, how he put everybody in place. I've been with a lot of quarterbacks, and I've never seen them carry themselves like Aaron Rodgers.
All right. Harry Douglas, you heard Sammy Watkins. Now, of course, he's now with Rodgers. If he was now with Mahomes, he might be singing a different tune, right? But it sounded like he was being honest to me. What's your assessment?
Now, I think the part I would take out is a whole nother level, more so than Patrick Mahomes. We got to understand, Patrick Mahomes went to 4 straight AFC Championship games that they actually hosted at Kansas City, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win. But then when you look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who the last 3 years has been 13-3, he's went to 2 NFC Championship games. Now, granted, one of those times he ran up into Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But then another time he lost to the run game of the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. But a guy like Aaron Rodgers, the last 4 seasons, right? He's only thrown a total of 15 interceptions. That is unheard of. You talk about somebody who's going to take care of the football. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards in each one of those 4 seasons. And he has not had more than 5 interceptions in the last 4 years in a single season. So when you look at that greatness, and the thing that I would give Aaron Rodgers over a guy like Patrick Mahomes is the mental part of the game, right? He is going to decipher you with his mind. He is going to deceive you and make you think one thing. And if you're going to play a certain coverage, he's going to be able to pick that up instantly. Now, Patrick Mahomes is still learning. Now, granted, he's younger, but he's still learning, and he's going to get to a point to where he is on Aaron Rodgers' level from a mental standpoint and mental capacity. But if I had to choose, I am going with Aaron Rodgers just because I think there's every throw on the football field that he can make. There's no throw that he cannot make. He can do it from every arm angle. Not saying that Patrick Mahomes can't do it.
Not only can Patrick Mahomes do it from every arm angle, he don't even have to be looking in that direction.
Exactly. All the no-look passes that he's had. But I'll say this, Max.
Yeah.
I played the receiver position in the National Football League for 10 years, and this is nothing against any quarterback I've played for. I played for Matt Ryan for 7 years, 7 phenomenal years, Marcus Mariota for 3 in Tennessee. And I love both of those guys. But if I had to pick one quarterback that I could have played one season with in my 10-year career, I'm picking a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, baby.
All right. Now, look, we showed a stat twice. I'm going to call for it again here, Harry, because you're making a point that was made to me on This Just In yesterday, that Aaron Rodgers, what he's done recently in the regular season, Aaron Rodgers, for his career, is 5 touchdowns to every interceptions, give or take, right? And Patrick Mahomes is 4. But in the playoffs in their careers, Aaron Rodgers is a little under 3.5. You know where Patrick Mahomes is still? 4. And in the last 4 seasons in the playoffs, Aaron Rodgers has 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, which is great. It's better than 3-1. Patrick Mahomes has 20. This is his whole career, 4 seasons in those playoffs. 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 4-1. Right? Like and in that time, Mahomes has been to 2 Super Bowls. In Rodgers' entire career, he's been to 1. As you mentioned, he's hosted